Hey friends, welcome to Calendar TV. In this video, we're going to see who should win the American League MVP, Aaron Judge or Cal Raleigh. Here is the stats for Judge and Raleigh. Judge is the top row and Raleigh is the bottom row. We can see Cal Raleigh hit 60 home runs. He led the MLB in home runs this season. And Aaron Judge had a higher average on-base slugging, WOBA, expected WOBA, and weighted runs created plus, but Cal Raleigh had the higher defense rating, and Aaron Judge had 1 point higher in WAR. Sometimes it's better to look at a graph than just a bunch of numbers, so here's a bar graph showing the number of home runs hit by Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh. Aaron Judge hit 53 home runs and Cal Raleigh hit 60 home runs. Cal Raleigh also had more RBIs this season. He had 125 and Aaron Judge had 114. Cal Raleigh had more home runs and RBIs, but Aaron Judge has the much better offensive metrics. Starting with batting average, we can see Judge had a .331 batting average and Raleigh had a .247. That's almost 100 points difference, which is a very significant difference in batting average. Aaron Judge had a .457 on-base percentage and Raleigh had a .359. Aaron Judge on-base percentage is 98 points higher than Raleigh's. Raleigh had a .589 slugging percentage and Judge had a .688 slugging, which is 99 points higher. Judge had a .463 WOBA and Raleigh had a .392 WOBA. Judge's WOBA was 71 points higher, which is a very significant difference for WOBA. Let's wrap up the offensive metrics with weighted runs created plus. Judge had a .204 weighted runs created plus and Raleigh had a .161 weighted runs created plus. So even though Raleigh had more home runs, Judge had the better offensive season overall. This last bar graph shows that Judge had a 10.1 WAR and Raleigh had a 9.1 WAR. That means that overall Judge contributed one additional win to his team than Raleigh, which means that Judge had the overall more valuable season. Some closing thoughts is that Judge had the better offensive metrics and WAR, but Raleigh had a historic home run season, setting the record for most home runs by a catcher and a switch hitter. He was also the 7th player to hit 60 home runs in a season, and he's tied for 9th most home runs in a season all time. And he also was better defensively. In conclusion, I think Judge is going to win the MVP this season. His offensive metrics are just too good, and that can be seen in his higher value of WAR. Now, you may say that Raleigh had a historic home run season. However, we have seen historic home run seasons not win the MVP before. For example, Mark McGwire hit 70 home runs in 1998. He was the first player in MLB history to hit 70 home runs in a season, but he still lost the MVP. So home runs alone don't win MVPs. If this topic interests you, you can consider doing your own research. Some future research could include more stats and metrics, such as more defensive metrics, such as defensive runs saved. You could also compare Judge and Raleigh to other players, such as comparing them to league average or former MVP winners. I didn't do any of this because I wanted to make sure I got the video out before the MVP was announced, but I especially think this former MVP winners could be a really interesting comparison. for future research. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe for more Calendar TV. Also, comment who you think is going to win the MVP.